Hi guys! So summer is officially over, August has come to an end, and I thought I would take this opportunity to do an August favourites. I think I need to explain to you what monthly favourites are, even though we don't usually do them on this channel, because everybody and their grandmother does them on the internet, and I used to do them on my old channel, and recently I've just been having cravings to do them again. So here we are. I'm going to start with a category that we'll just call like favourite entertainment, and this includes favourite book, favourite movie and favourite TV show of the month. Let's start with my favourite movie this month, and I've only gone to see one film in the cinema this month. I really enjoyed it, and that was Guardians of the Galaxy, the new Marvel film. I wasn't really sure what to expect from this film. I hadn't really got hyped up for it, although I do enjoy Marvel, and I didn't really have high expectations. So I sat down, and what I experienced was a combination of action, humour and music on a epic proportion. I'm not a massive action movie person, so the action sequences weren't necessarily what I enjoyed most about this film, but I did appreciate that the action sequences were excellently scored. The soundtrack to this film was so great. It created a whole new level to the humour, and I thought it was done really well. It was a very good 80s soundtrack. The film itself was, to me, just a really silly science fiction comedy, and I really enjoyed it. I laughed out loud multiple times in the cinema. In fact, I would be more than happy to go back and see it because it was just a really good cinematic experience. My favourite TV show this month is Orphan Black, which I finally got around to watching. It's on Netflix at the moment in the UK, probably elsewhere as well, and I was blown away. Orphan Black is a sort of science fiction set in modern times on Earth television series by the BBC. It's set in New York and follows a woman who, at the very beginning of the first episode, sees another woman jump in front of an underground train. But when she gets a glance of this woman's face, it's exactly the same as her face. So she decides to take on this woman's life. And things really spiral from there, and it's an excellent mystery. It's really crazy. There's some kind of disturbing moments, so just be warned. And I have watched the entire first series, and I did so in like 3 days. I actually think there's only like 11 episodes, so it's not too bad. My favourite book of the month is one that I haven't even quite finished. It's actually a couple of days before August is officially over, so I might yet finish it, but that is The Secret History by Donna, and I don't care if I've not finished it, it's still my favourite book of the month. It might be my favourite book of the year. I absolutely adore this book, and I can't believe how long it's taken me to get around to reading this, but I'm so glad I finally have. The very beginning of this book, you find out that there has been a death, and it's a bit of a mysterious death, definitely not a natural one. It then flicks back to before this death, and our protagonist meets his other 5 friends who will be his companions for the rest of the story, and you kind of build up to what happened that day and why and how that affected the rest of their lives. Things I love about this book. Firstly, the characters are all studying classics, and I love all of the references to ancient history, although I don't think you need to be familiar with that stuff to still enjoy this book. That was just an added bonus for me. The writing is spectacularly superb. I have been enjoying every single sentence of this book, just living in each moment without any desperation to turn the page, because though it's a mystery and I want to know what happens, I'm not just reading it for the end, I'm reading it for the pleasure of every page. Next category we're just going to call internet stuff. So things I've been loving on the internet this month include Tumblr. I have rediscovered Tumblr. I've had a Tumblr for years and I've used it on and off. I never quite got my head around it. It's just not been the social media platform for me. But maybe now it is. I have fallen in love with Tumblr, and I have become an active Tumblr user and a daily Tumblr user. First of all, if you enjoy using Tumblr and want to check out my Tumblr, it's just jeanmenzies.tumblr.com. And if you know of any really good Tumblr accounts, any book themed Tumblr accounts, any nerdy themed Tumblr accounts that you really enjoy following, then please link them below because I'm looking for more Tumblrs to follow. Then my next internet thing is a bit of a internet meets real world, and that was Summer in the City. Probably already know I've been to Summer in the City, but I thoroughly enjoyed myself. It was so great meeting loads of booktubers in person, and I had such a great time. I was on the Booktube panel, really enjoyed that. That was so much fun. Not forgetting the YouTubers I was on the Booktube panel with, who were Rosianna from Miss X Rojas, Sanne from Books and Quills, who chaired the panel and did a fantastic job of that. Candice from Candy Something, Iona from Where's Wallace, and they were some absolutely fantastic young women who I was very, very pleased to meet. Really enjoyed watching some of the other panels whilst I was there. In fact, if I can find any of the panels that I was at during the Summer in the City on YouTube, then I'll link those below. I saw the LGBTQ plus panel, the Charities Online panel, and the Women on YouTube panel. I had a fantastic time at Summer in the City, and on top of that, just in London, I really love London. I know London's a bit of a Marmite for some people. Some of you love it, some of you hate it. I love it. I love London. I had such a nice time. I got taken around different parts of London by both Rachel Reviews All on Friday and Sanne from Books and Quills on Monday, which again was amazing. And Sanne and I filmed some collab videos, which again I'll link in the description box. And all in all, I just had such a fantastic weekend that I couldn't have a favourites video without mentioning it. And I definitely think I'm going to go to Summer in the City next year. It was a lot of fun. And my last internety thing is fashion and beauty channels. I have recently, over the summer, gotten back into watching fashion and beauty channels. Some of you know that I actually have a fashion and beauty channel, although I stopped using it for a while, but I started back up this month. I only have one video up on there, and it's an everyday foundation routine, so if you're interested in that, then please go check it out. But in general, really just been enjoying that section of YouTube. Channels I've probably been watching and enjoying the most recently are Beauty Crush, Lily Melrose, Viviana Does Makeup, and Essie Button, all of whom you probably have heard of and all of whom are phenomenal. Next category I was going to call the miscellaneous category, but it really is just the stationery category this month. So I have two things to show you. One is a notebook. Is this notebook. You can find this on reallygood.uk.com. It's the web address it says on the back. I bought it in John Lewis, and I just love it. It's a hardback notebook. I don't know if you're into stationery or notepads, but I really like this because of the size of the lines. I am very particular. I also like that it's blank on the other side. I just think this would be quite good for doing like little mind maps and then notes. But yeah, I think I'm going to really enjoy using this notepad, especially with my new pen. This is one of the 7-year pens, and if you haven't heard of these, they are pens that supposedly last for 7 years, and it's actually really pleasant to write with. It's just a click pen, it's a biro. I've been eyeing these up online for ages, but when I saw one in the Liberty store, I was like, taking this as a cue, going to finally buy it, and I got the one with the ladybird on it. Boom. Let me know what things in particular you have been enjoying this month. In particular, I would like to hear about your favourite food, as long as it's meat free, otherwise I'm not interested. And in fact, if you have any favourite pens, let me know. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video and it wasn't too rambly. In the meantime, have a lovely week and I'll see you all again very soon. Bye guys!